All right, here we are underneath a motorcycle. Welcome to the superpilotish channel. As you can see here, I have my multimeter or voltmeter, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to check the condition of the battery. It's about the middle of the winter, and around now, that's when the battery will start to dissipate a little bit. It's a 12-volt battery, and so here I'm going to be checking. The voltage of it. And hello, I'm waving. So, yeah, there's this little socket. You're going to see me put the red lead into the very middle of this little charging port socket thingamajig, being careful not to touch the sides. Then I'm going to touch the black probe to the exhaust, and you can see there's just a little under 12 volts on the multimeter. So you're gonna see me charge it up here, and it was when the battery is charging, when the motorcycle's running, it charges at 14 volts. So usually what happens in the summertime is that spring comes around, you go to start up your bike, and it sort of goes, but it's pretty weak. And this whole thing took me. I left the Trickle charger in overnight. And there we go. We got the 12 volt, 1.5 amp battery charger. This is a battery charger I bought. It's kind of I guess a cheapo. I didn't want to spend all the money that BMW wants you to spend on your bike. And there is a special BMW charger for this, but this is a little hack for you. So you don't have to spend that much cash. You will find that I'm gonna put it's a drill bit that I had lying around, and there it is. It's wrapped up in electrical tape, so the side of it, or it won't touch the side of the little socket, because you don't want that. It has to go right in the middle, very carefully. It is it's just a one that I had sitting around. It's a 9/64 drill, or a 3.5 millimeter. And so it's stuck in there. It's not touching the side. And then I'll just I'll put my little charging clamps on that. The middle one is the positive, the red one, and the black one, the negative one. I'm gonna end up clipping that to the exhaust, and then we'll see on the multimeter how it's charging. Yeah. So this is the one I bought. Just at a battery store here in Windsor, Powerhouse battery, and it's a good battery shop. And I bought my the battery for the motorcycle. I bought it a few years ago there. It's an Odyssey AGM battery. It's what is that? Something glass mat. I forget what it was exactly, but it requires a trickle charge or a slower charge to charge it up. You can't just stick a regular charger on this battery. So no matter what, I'm using my my trickle charger here. The guy at the store said that you should charge it. Some people like to leave it on there and just keep it always charged up, but he said sometimes the automatic shut off feature doesn't work on it, and you don't want that to happen, or you don't want it to overcharge or anything like that. So I was hoping it would charge a little faster. Okay, there's my I'm attaching that to a little plate that's attached to the exhaust, and then I'm gonna put my positive clip on my little drill, and here we go. Yeah, so it should be charging, and I just have to plug it in, and you can see my little trouble light there on the right. It's got a plug in there. I can just that's a kind of all-in-one extension cord plug thingamajig, and there we go. We're going to be in business, and I'll show you next what's the charger look like. Okay, you see the red light on the left means that, yep, there's power going to it, and then the next light over it says, I don't know if you can read that, it says charging. What we want is on the right for it to be green, and it's fully charged. So there we go. And I was quite surprised it actually managed to balance on the foot peg. And this all got into, like, if you saw me doing this, it's all squished into like a little, it's a very close, tight area I'm working in here. But yeah, the camera makes everything look bigger. And what else we got here? Okay, yeah, that's right. I was going to test to see, is this charger thing, like, what's the maximum voltage that it charges at? So you'll see. I just figured I'd put it on there. Is this thing working? And now you can see the volt, or the multimeter is going. It's kind of fluctuating between around 14 volts and 12 volts. So I guess that's the way. I'm not an electrician or a mechanic or anything, but it kind of charges in cycles, I guess. Kind of, here's a little bit, here's not a little bit, and bumps it up. And there we go. We're all ready to go. I let that sit overnight. And I checked it after 4 hours. It still wasn't done. So if you're riding your bike for 4 hours, that's not enough to charge up your battery. That's why you got to use an actual charger every once in a while. On your airplane, too. If the airplane's sitting there for months, wouldn't hurt to charge it up before you go, because just flying around, a little hour flight might not be enough. Okay, we got a green light there. Means we're all charged up. And I'm gonna, yay, I got the thumbs up. And we're gonna take, I never know which one of these things to take off first. We'll try I don't even know if there's a proper way of doing it, but just make sure that they don't touch each other. And don't even think about trying to jumpstart your bike using this technique, because you're just gonna blow out, you'll probably blow out a fuse, and you might even melt some wires, so you don't want to do that. This is just strictly for trickle charging or a slow charge. And I pulled that out quickly so I didn't touch the side. And now we're going to see what voltage that we have on the battery after it sat out, or after it charged up overnight. And there's a little stand on the back of the multimeter. Oh yeah, another thing. I was putting on, you got to put it on the correct DC voltage. This multimeter has, the way I set it up is for a maximum of 20 volts. And there we go. You can't quite see it the second day here, the numbers, but I'll read them out for you. And yeah, so I'm just going to put the red lead carefully into the middle, all the way to the bottom, and then I'll touch the other black probe, and there we go. It's grounding, or it's completing the circuit, and it's right around 13 volts. So hopefully that'll last for a couple of months, and then it's going to get a little warmer here, and then I'll be able to go ride around and maybe make another video. So there's a little hack for you to charge up your battery, so you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money for BMW, because they like to charge you lots of money. Great bikes, but if you're buying from the dealer, it costs you a lot. And then we close that up. Dust cover closes up. See you later. We're all done. Bye.